here we come back, and you can see it's processed some more. The back is even more split. And again, soon the inside adult will pull out of the old larval skin and continue on. While we're waiting, by the way, there's more coming out. Let me point down here. There's one down here. I just saw. There he is. Look. They're coming out of the ground and trying to find places where they can climb. Their instinct is, of course, to climb just about anything. They have a hard time with some really smooth surfaces. But eventually he'll find his way. Oh, and here's a wing from one that didn't quite make it. Somebody already got him. And again, they don't hurt you. You can see that there's not a big deal. I'm going to help this guy up on here. Let's see if he or she, we don't know what it is, will find a grip. And back up to our original one. And again, even more split. It's ripping this, cutting across the seam, so that it'll be able to pull itself out from inside. And again, kind of a neat thing, but it might take a little while. That's okay. We'll cut away for a second, and we'll come right back again in just a little bit. Alright, so as you might notice, it's progressed even further now. It's starting to really pull out. You can actually see the head starting now to be pulled out of the actual exuvia, out of the actual old molten skin. So you can actually see across here how it is growing out and pulling itself out of there. Basically, it's going to pull its head out first and then crawl out of the actual shed skin. So I will turn this off again and turn it back on again as soon as we progress to the next moment. So watch carefully. Its movements are going to increase a little bit as it's almost pulled its head free. So watch carefully. Again, it's very, very soft.
Her head is the outside.
You can see the head of it already starting to come out. Just missed one of the big motions because I didn't have the camera ready, but I don't want to also burn my battery out or make a half-hour long video as we try to wait for this thing in a very slow process. And this is one of the most dangerous times in the course in its life because it's so soft, it can't get away. There's nothing it can do, and its shell hasn't hardened, so there's nothing that it can do to protect itself. It's stationary, it's exposed. This is when birds and just about everything else feed on them. And periodic cicadas, or as I mentioned, people eat them. Of course, animals eat them. Everything from copperheads to birds. I mean, that's part of their strategy is if enough of them come out at one time, they can flood the market. And they're so infrequent every 17 years in this case that no predator can adapt to being exclusively feeders on them. Anyway, it's starting to really pull out now.
It's coming out.
I will likely, I might just turn this off one more time.
No.
And catch it again in a second. That's such a slow process. Here it is moving again. Watch. It's pulling out now. And by the way, if you look up, here's yet another buddy trying to find a foothold to where it'll start. Alright, back to this guy. And you know what? When it comes out, why not? I'd rather take him home and cook it, butter it up, but I think just to show you folks, demonstrate that they are edible. And besides, it's been 13 years since I ate one. It's about time I ate another. Of the shrimp from land. Watch it now, see? Now, its wing buds, you might notice its very small wing buds already starting to form. Those will be pumped full of hemolymph, bug blood, in order for it to be, in order for them to dry in the long, typical veined wings that we see on cicadas. Right now, though, they're of course curled up in bud form. Almost. Alright, I'm going to kill the battery one more time and come back in just a moment.